present the county bridge inspection report here that Mark has for a contract to do the next 5 years of bridge inspection work for the county. Just to give you a brief background on this, back in March of this year, we had a 4-member review committee made up of myself, Jamie Walgamuth, Tom Cote, and Dennis Firestone that evaluated 17 proposals. We had a lot of interest for this contract. But after evaluation, we individually evaluated them and then met together as a group, compared our evaluations, and then all of this stuff was forwarded to PennDOT for review. We've received their response indicating that everything is in order. Our recommendation was to move forward with Mark Wilson's firm to again have another 5-year contract with the county. Mark is very familiar with a lot of the bridge issues that we have here in the county, and I guess with that I'll turn it over to Mark.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the regular 5-year MBIS program, which is the federally mandated bridge inspection program that we've done for a number of years. It's the 80% federally funded program, 20% local share that comes out of your liquid fuels account. And in this county, this county pays for all the township and all the borough and the city inspections as well as their own inspections. You guys probably know that the county owns 13 bridges and there's 68 local bridges that we do in this program. The contract covers, like I said, the mandatory inspections that are done every 2 years. Some of the bridges that are load posts, they get inspected every year. Now that's a new requirement of PennDOT and the FHWA. So many of the bridges, if they are load posts, they get inspected yearly now. A little bit of a different from the previous contract. This contract includes specialty inspections, flood inspections, emergency work, and this particular contract we also added in PennDOT's agreement. We requested and they agreed that we have some interim items of work in there to cover things where we have minor design issues that need to be addressed immediately. We had an example here recently on the Lincoln Avenue Bridge where we had to work with the city. There was no mechanism in our contract, previous contract, for us to work with the city to help them do design of the improvement or the emergency or the near-term repair of the bridge. This contract has that flexibility in it now. Okay, so I think it's a good thing we put, it's called an interim inspection unit, so we now have that flexibility. After we received your letter of the selection, that was in May, June, we met with PennDOT District 8. We went through the scope of work meeting, we went through the hours, they approved that. We then produced the technical and price proposal that you guys, the county, Jamie received that and I think it was reviewed. And so we're ready today to request your concurrence with that proposal. Okay, the contract is 5 years. The total amount is $625,000 for 5 years. About $350,000 of that 5-year amount is mandatory work. Okay, $50,000 of the amount is for non-professional services. That is, if we would need specialized services like rigging, lift equipment, or any sort of rental equipment to get us to access the bridges. That's covered. There's a shot of money in there for that. And then there's $225,000, which is for contingencies, for flood events, for the emergency repair that I just talked about, for specialty inspections. We don't know if we're going to need it or not, but we have it in there for a contingency to give us that flexibility. So that's what we're asking for today.
I do have one question. I saw the $625,963.52 figure for 5 years. But what was unclear to me, because as you said, some is contingencies yes. and things, is this an automatic or is this a not to exceed figure that you only bill for the services that are rendered?
We only bill for the service. This entire contract is a unit of work contract. So that means each inspection is one unit of work, one little lump sum item of work. So if we go out and inspect a bridge, it's $1,000 or so. And then everything's unit of work. So it's, to answer your question, this is not an automatic amount that we're going to receive whether we do it or not. We only receive the money based on what work we actually do.
Okay.
And like I said, about $350 is, I can tell you right now, is about what's going to, you have to do it. It's just the mandatory, the 2-year and single-year inspections.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, so ordered. Any questions for him?